All right, it's Barkley and Andrew. Dude, we are kind of backstage here at the Bobaflex show here in St. Louis, and we're kind of here with rock royalty, I feel like. Mr. Marty and Tommy from Bobaflex, just prior to your St. Louis, Missouri show. Thanks, guys, for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Man.
I got to say, this summer in St. Louis, there were probably 3 rock highlights. We got Metallica that came through. We got Guns N' Roses that came through. Last but not least, we got you guys kind of closing the summer with us in Bobaflex. And I'm not kidding. You bringing the unmatched live energy to the Arch City is a big night for us. So thank you.
We're gonna bring it out tonight as well.
Yeah.
What is your?
About being compared to Metallica, Guns N' Roses, like,
I told him to toss Maiden in there. He didn't give it to me either.
in this world right here?
Maiden play here too.
Yeah,
Oh.
Maiden and Ghost.
I didn't get to see that one. Yeah.
I got it. You guys went.
In-
It's twin today.
In this world, you guys are right up there with those bands. So, but give us a little bit of history of your touring here in St. Louis. I assume this isn't your first time playing here.
This is absolutely not our first time. We were here, with El Nino last year? Was that last year or was that this year?
I think it was last year.
Last summer, yeah.
Last
And the
June.
guy that made all the food for them came out today. His name's Doug, and he made us a bunch of food. And I was like, we just became best friends. So, yeah, we come through St. Louis starting to quite a bit. Kind of nervous because we know a lot of bands have been getting robbed in this parking lot.
Oh. If you've heard about that.
Yeah.
I'll lock my doors now.
Another last year got their gear stolen, so we have someone outside at all times watching the trailer. But it's a
Other
cool,
than that.
yeah, it's a cool music city. It's a cool club. Hopefully tonight's a good show. What is today? Wednesday?
Wednesday.
So you might not be back to St. Louis if something happens with your gear tonight.
No, we will be back. We'll find out who took it. We'll be looking all over St. Louis. Somebody takes anything. No, it's a cool city. It's on the way to all the greatest
I'm trying to
places
think
in
of
the
the
world.
other places we played here. What's that other club we used to play?
I have no idea.
Pops, you guys played Pops?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that Saugay? Yeah.
Sarge,
Couple of nice little clubs beside Pops over there.
Pops closed for 20 minutes and then opened, but there was no time that it closed. For 10 minutes it closed for legal reasons, and you could drink at 6 in the morning. And it was insane.
Only in St. Louis, East St. Louis.
Right, so on a day like this, do you guys get to see the city at all, or is it just one stop after another? Because I know you guys have 100 tour dates in a row, back to back.
It's pretty much one stop after the other.
We usually make it to the gym. We go to Planet Fitness.
Right?
Yeah.
We talked about that last time.
Take showers and work out. And,
See some of the city on the way to the club.
yeah, but it's pretty intense touring schedule. Sometimes we get lucky and have a couple days off, but not here. Not this time.
Right. So we talked about this a little bit, and we're always kind of debating, and we have to get an honest answer from you guys. Is St. Louis an A or B or C market when it comes to rock? Honest answer, because the canned answer is always going to be, well, yeah, it's the greatest city ever. but honestly, tours, the size of the crowds, the energy, what do you usually get when you come here, market size?
The A markets in the country are in the Midwest for sure. The radio stations that still play whatever they want, Madison, JJO and Madison. There's some stations in Iowa that are awesome. Wisconsin is like the Europe of the United States for rock. St. Louis, we'll see what kind of. We'll give it a listing tonight.
Last time,
I'm sure Metallica thinks it's an A-list city. Yeah, last time we were here, it was pretty cool. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, a lot of it has to do with the radio stations. There's still some real rebels at radio that don't care about the corporate commercial sponsors and all that stuff and play what they want. And those are the cities where that's been spinning. I mean, we go to Madison, Wisconsin, we're like the Beatles.
Right.
It's awesome.
Right.
So St. Louis, we'll find out. I'll tell you tonight.
All right, so you guys kind of, you've got some roots from West Virginia. You got the Columbus, Ohio thing going. Does not residing in a real rock town or a traditional rock town like LA or Vegas or even more so recently like in Nashville, does that hurt you in the industry at all, and any desire to move?
No. Columbus, Ohio is starting to become one of the places for rock. We got 21 Pilots are out of there. Beartooth, Starset. Then we got Red Sun Rising, who's out of Akron, which is not very far away. You got us. There's a lot of really cool stuff going on in Columbus. As far as LA and New York, I mean, you ever tried to park there? I don't give a shit what's happening out there. as far as moving, like we moved from West Virginia to Ohio because there was a really cool rock scene. I remember the first time we came to the legendary Al Rosa Villa, and I was like, oh my God, sound and lights and smoke, and there was this all-girl punk band playing and this goth band playing and this death metal band playing. I thought it was the coolest thing ever. So us moving from West Virginia to Columbus was kind of our little LA venture.
Right on.
All the good sunshine.
Mini LA.
So this is probably your guys' like 400th. We talked about the touring schedule a couple minutes ago. It's your probably 400th show of the year, about that. And
Something crazy like that, yeah.
So, like, give us a couple of the highlights so far from the tour.
We started the tour. Our CD release party was in Columbus, Ohio, and it was at the Newport Music Hall. We're going to get hit by a car. Hang on a second.
Oh.
Started at the Newport Music Hall, and it was, oh man, there was 1,400 people. It's a 1,700 seater. I don't know how they would have put any more people in there, but it was the first night of the tour, and we walked out of there, cash in hand. We made more money than a middle class family makes in 1 year, so that was a highlight for sure.
Yeah.
Second night was the legendary Machine Shop in Flint, Michigan. I don't know if you've heard of that place or not.
Heard of that?
Yeah, so it's been really good. Last night was awesome. Tonight, so far so good. We had quite a few VIPers. Got some food brought to us. I'm in. Thus far, I'm happy.
With our last interview that Marty and I did, and we talked about some of your favorite bands, and ironically, Pink Floyd was up there. Now you have the Hey You video out that's been really successful. What kind of led you to making that video, recording that song for the new album? Kind of give us your take on that.
It was all Disturbed that did it. We did Sound of Silence about, was it 5 years ago?
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah.
And it went really well for us, and then Disturbed did their cover and crushed us under their boot heel. But it was really, that worked out well for us too. It turned a lot of people onto the band that had never heard of us. Did Disturbed do it better? Did Bobaflex do it better? Either way, it was good for us. Thank you. But it was time to move on and do something different. Tommy and I are huge Pink Floyd fans, and we always talked about even doing Hey You, like if it doesn't turn out well, at least we got to pretend like we're in Pink Floyd for 2 days in the studio, and we got it done. It was worth every dime.
Then did the video, and
yeah, we did the Pompeii live in Pompeii video. Just it turned out well, so we're like, let's put it out, and it's kind of was like a little bridge for the new album. Like, okay, I know you're waiting on a new record. Here's something that we did, and it took off on YouTube, and there's famous people and heroes of mine and Tommy's that
views it had, like
1.5 million some views,
yeah.
and that went quick too. Right. And like Mike Portnoy's on there. There's a bunch of famous people that were like, "Oh my God, he's talking about our band." Right. So it was kind of we blame and thank Disturbed all at the same time.
Okay, so Long Time Coming is the first official single, correct?
Yes.
Okay, it's kick-ass. It sounds like Bobaflex. Like it sounds, and I mean that in the best of ways. When you guys sit back and listen to your stuff, do you just think to yourselves and kind of smile and just kind of give everybody else, a bird to the world just because your stuff just sounds so rock? But at the same time, it's just so unique. Like nobody else sounds like that.
It's the harmony.
Yeah,
sit back and smile.
Yeah. I do. Yeah, I do. Like we produce our own records and write our own songs, and everything's real. And this record, we kind of went in at it with let's do less guitar layers and let's just make it sound like the band, and I think we pulled it off. But absolutely, I listen to a record every night. I go to bed and smile and laugh. This is kick ass. Right. These guys are really good.
No doubt.
All right, you guys are headlining your own tour, obviously playing to good-sized crowds, good-sized festivals, too. You went up and saw them in Wisconsin for Rockfest. And, yeah, for all of that. Some bands start to feel comfortable, What's the next move to ramp things up for you guys? But you guys should be playing to 1,000-seaters every night instead of playing to, 300 tonight.
Well, first of all, some bands do get to start comfortable, but I don't think these guys are one of those bands. And I got to imagine that you guys have some trick up your sleeve, but what is, the next move to, ramp it up another notch?
Maybe going to Europe.
That's we're dying to go to Europe. It's like we have to go. We just signed to Thermal Entertainment because we've been independent for a long time, and it's worked out really well. But on this album, we're like, let's try something new. Let's let somebody else take the financial burden and the risks. Yeah. So we signed with Thermal Entertainment. It's a great record company. The owner and his wife, Kyle Favors and Rhonda Favors, are amazing, very trustworthy people, really smart. They care about the band, which was the most important thing. Was they were really passionate about the band and have been for years. So we decided to do that, and then so far so good. It's like once you sign to a record label, people that thought that it just kind of gives you the world opens its legs just a little bit farther for you when you're not independent. which I think is ridiculous, but that's the name of the game. But so yeah, they're really passionate, and they have a great radio team, and it's just kind of a different kind of take on it, you know what I mean? We're doing so much ourselves that it's kind of exhausting, and it's nice to have somebody take on something where we can actually take naps.
Yeah.
I remember the last time we talked about the TNT thing and how you guys kind of got screwed on that, dude. TBT, yeah. Right, and all about that. But you want to go ahead and jump in?
So Andrew mentioned I did see you guys up at Rockfest in Wisconsin. Killer show. You guys were one of the headliners on the first night. Place that you played, the venue that you played there was packed. Yep. The energy was out of this world. I felt like I was going to get killed that night. Like energy out the wazoo. Some other cool bands played that night. Faster Pussycat, Jack Russell, Rat. Did you get a chance to meet up with those guys at all?
Yeah, we've met Faster Pussycat several times. We met Stephen Piercy and those guys from Rat. LA Guns I wanted to see, but I think they were the next night or something like that.
Yeah, I think they were.
Who else was
I heard Faster Pussycat was playing.
Kix was playing too.
It was
Kix
right
is
before
like
we
one of my
played,
favorite
like,
bands.
okay.
Yeah, I love Kix. They're from what? Pittsburgh?
Yeah, it's so thanks, right?
Somewhere.
Yeah. I love that band. I forgot we got to see, what was the other one too? Rock USA? We got to see Ozzy Osbourne play with his back with Zakk Wylde, and it was, oh my god, it was incredible.
Megadeth played.
Megadeth, yeah.
You during the eclipse?
Very cool. Yeah, I saw Ozzy during the eclipse last week playing Bark at the Moon, just a couple hours south of here outside of Carbondale, Illinois. We won't keep you too much longer. Got a couple more sections here. Real quick, rapid fire. We did this with you last time. We changed up the questions a little bit. Rapid fire, give us a quick 1-2 word answer kind of thing. Both of you give answers. We'll just run right through this, and then I got one more section to go, and we'll let you guys out of here. Coolest member of another band you've met so far this year?
Josh, Be At The Means.
That's a good one.
Yeah, we're touring with them right now.
The guys from El Nino.
Okay.
That was a good one.
Favorite St. Louis musician? Well, hang on. Scooter coming through. Favorite St. Louis musician?
I don't know any St. Louis musicians.
That's it.
Chuck Berry,
Well, yeah, I don't either.
Right.
There's a second guitar player in Guns N' Roses right now by the name of Richard Fortus, St. Louis guy. Making it pretty big right now, so we're big Richard Fortus fans. Guacamole or peanut butter?
Guacamole.
Peanut butter.
Best gift you've ever received from a fan?
Blowjob.
Blowjob, yeah.
Yeah, right.
That's a good one.
Favorite Judas Priest song?
Painkiller.
Oh,
which
I was
is
going
a
to say
terrible song,
Painkiller.
but I love it.
Turbo Lover.
I could sing that right now if you wanted me to. Have you ever put Jaeger on ice cream?
No, but I have put Jaeger on a lot of things.
Boobs?
Yeah.
What was the question?
Have you ever put Jaeger on ice cream?
No, I haven't.
Ratio of dudes to chicks at a Bobaflex show?
3-1.
Yeah, 5-1.
He has a little more success, it sounds like.
Coolest interview you've ever done, including this one?
This one.
This one has been the coolest because we're outside and everything.
Yeah, I like it.
Is there anything that could possibly stop Bobaflex from ruling the rock world?
No.
Nope.
Love it. One last section here. I remember in our last interview you mentioned your, we kind of talked about this for a little bit, your West Virginia mindset of kind of keeping the budget real, keeping costs low on the road, and doing things right budget-wise. Andrew and I are always wondering about the ins and outs of being on the road. And from your guys' perspective, what are like, and go into as much detail as you can on this, what are like 3 or 4 tips for surviving on the road? I know Planet Fitness is one we talked about in the last one, which is great, so you can expand on that again. What are 3 or 4 tips for surviving on the road on a budget?
Buy your own food. Find a way to store food. If you're going to go to McDonald's every day and there's 6 of you, it's $60 every time you walk in the place. That'll eat you alive.
We did it for years and it's learned.
I would say buy a van or an RV. We built bunks in ours, so it's like a tour bus, which has saved us outrageous a bunch of money. Like I said, the Planet Fitness thing, we can take showers so we don't have to get hotel rooms. And our fans bring us food. Like, there's so much food in there. Did you see all that food?
Where'd that Jaeger come from, Mark?
I know where it came from. I was really happy about that. To survive on the road, you can't survive on the road. It's fucking impossible.
And you guys did go to Planet Fitness today?
We did.
Like how many days on the road, on 7 days out of the week, how many days are you going to Planet Fitness?
7. There's like one, like Montana is the only place that doesn't have a Planet Fitness. Everywhere else does.
Grizzly bears, no Planet
So you
Fitness.
take one person, it's $20 a month, and you can go anywhere in the country, and then you can take a guest.
Yes.
So it's $10. If that person gives you $10 for your $20 membership, take showers everywhere.
Yep.
Showers are
Tan.
very important. Tan, work on your abs. It's great, and
Hydro massage.
they're really nice and they're everywhere. And I think that's the most important thing is figure out little tricks like that to save money. I mean, because if you go out and try to live like you're at home, you're fucked.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
Right on. Well, guys, that's it. We'll let you get back to your thing. Oh, one more.
The other way to survive on the road is don't be a pussy and don't be a little brat about things.
Oh, Andrew, you wouldn't make it, dude.
If you're mad someone got an extra piece of pizza and you didn't, you're not going to make it very long.
Right on. We'll let you guys go do your thing. We appreciate the time. Thanks for joining us on RockBoy Radio, and hopefully we can have you back. You'll be our first 3-time guest ever. Thanks, guys.